All right. I think we're back at it. Sees it's moving, so I think we're good then.
Okay.
So I think you can notice that we are upstairs in what we call the Secret Society today.
Mhm.
It is on the second floor of beautiful sign out here that says Tenpenny. But babe, before we get started, I'm gonna tell them why it's called Breakfast Beer.
I do. It's called breakfast beer because whenever Ken doesn't understand why for breakfast you can have a mimosa, you can have a Bloody Mary, but he wants to know why it's frowned upon to have a beer. So he calls it his breakfast beer. Whether he's on vacation or just in life or traveling for work, it's his breakfast beer. So
Because you can always have mimosas and Bloody Marys, and it's okay, but I don't drink those. So last week we went over KC Beer and had one of theirs.
Mhm.
This week, do we know where Natalie's from?
no,
I was wondering, but this week, one of our reps told us that we should try Summer Shandy, and I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I don't remember if I
Midwest.
from
No,
Midwest.
wait. Yes, Midwest.
She's from Midwest, so I've never had one of these, but you have, right, babe?
Yes, I loved that.
And I guess we figured out that it's called Leinenkugels.
Mm-hmm. Summer Shandy.
Summer Shandy has some kind of a citrus taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
And
like a lemonade.
and this is what you're going to do on the front of this ski this weekend.
Yeah. I'm going to try. Once a year, I try to ski, and this weekend might be the time because
Yeah.
it's supposed to be quiet down at the lake this weekend. So,
And we don't have any of our kids coming, just our best friends
Mhm.
and our dogs
and my mom,
and your
because my
mom.
mom's been up here for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
Think we kept her busy?
yes,
I think so too.
maybe busier than she would prefer. So,
And well, when she goes home, she doesn't have to complain about going up and down the stairs either.
yeah,
Right?
it's good for her.
It's good for her. So we're going to do this episode a little different because somebody has to leave a little earlier.
I have a nail appointment.
Nail appointment because
Priorities. No, because I have standing nail and hair appointments that existed before the podcast did. So there will be sometimes whenever I won't be on at all. Because I have a hair appointment, but it's rare. It'll be once every 6 to 8 weeks. So you can have someone else.
Yeah.
come.
Today we have Steve from the Scabuzos. He's going to be our guest on today. We're going to talk about the restaurant industry, food, because it's been in their business forever. But we're going to end with, what do we call it now?
Factless Fridays.
Factless Fridays with you, and then we'll transition over to him. So thanks, Natalie, for referring to Summer Shandy. It's actually very good. But first, we want to start off with what I say: politics in small businesses. One, I don't think any small business should be represented as a certain demographic of political, because like for us, we have 40 something people that work for us downstairs in Tenpenny. And I would fail to believe that every one of them are one certain party.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We bring this up because we had someone comment on one of those stupid social media posts and said that we were certain headquarters, and we comment on these things because we think, like, what goes on in their head to even say that? Like, who cares? Even if it was, it's not, because
Right.
half of our friends, I don't think people understand that we're like right in the middle of everything.
Just because we have friends that you might know their political party 100% because they ran for office, doesn't mean that you can assume what the rest of us, our friends, or us, what political party we are. And it doesn't matter.
Or what we believe in.
Just be kind.
Yeah, just be a
All
good human.
we care about you being a good human. I don't care who you love, how you dress, where you're from, anything.
What check box you check at the polls.
Yes.
Don't give
care
shit.
that you are a decent human being, which the world struggles with right now.
Yeah. So. And the thing is, like, do you think these people that they do a background check on the McDonald's they go to see what political party they own, or the Jiffy Lube. They say, hey, I can't go to this Jiffy Lube because they're of a certain party.
Yeah.
No,
No.
not at all. Or if their electricity goes out or their HVAC goes out in the middle of the night and they call the first person, they say, hold on, I can't have you come to our house.
Right. Because I don't believe that you belong to the correct political party. Yeah.
I would just,
Crazy.
I want to know how crazy someone has to be to actually say, hey, I'm not allowed to eat over there because I heard the owners are
Right.
a certain political background.
Right. It's insane. And as a small business, if you did choose to do that, which is fine, if you want people to know your political party or how you stand or whatever, that's fine. But you're going to alienate
Half of the
half
other,
of
yeah.
the population
Well,
in
and
your area,
and
if not more.
the rule is like in small businesses, you don't make a lot of money.
Right.
Your percentage is very fine. You got to manage labor, you got to manage the overhead, the costs, right? So at the end of the day, you either break even or you might have a small percentage of revenue coming in. And if you're one of those individuals and you're struggling to make ends meet, then it's probably because you're alienating half of your base that you could be. But I don't believe that's all small businesses or people. Like, everybody can have their own opinion. That's the facts,
Yeah.
right?
Of course.
And if they choose to act like that, they can choose to act like that. But I will tell you that you're probably losing 50% of the revenue that you can have if you just keep your business separate from your political views.
Right.
So, and you go on there all day long and you can post and talk shit about us, and it's okay for us because we know what the truth is at the end of the day. Or else we would have probably started this podcast to talk about you.
Right.
And actually have good people on to tell us about the restaurant industry and why things actually happen.
Yeah.
So, Secret Society, before we get into your factless Fridays or rumors, we decided that it's membership, executive lounge, and private dinner club. The word's out. The word is out because JF Denny ripped up the sidewalk in the street for a week
The fire suppression.
for fire suppression. But they did a great job. We truly appreciate what JF Denny did and posted it on social medias and let the secret out of the bag that this is going to be a private lounge and an executive or private dinner club, executive lounge. We decided 4 different levels, babe. So it's what, $5 a day for the first. We're trying to test that out so people can see what it is. Then we go for $30, and the $30 allows you to come upstairs anytime Timpani's open, right? And use it just as maybe you want to meet some customers, or you have a client that you need to meet with.
Or we've got someone who's interested because she's trying to write a book, and that way she has a private space to go and write her book. That kind of stuff.
So that level membership is $30. Then the next one is $50, what gets you, this is where the reservations for the private dinners and the
special events.
Special events that we're doing up here will happen. So you will do $50, but you actually get priority to those. You get the come up here anytime, then you get priority. Then you go into the $75 a month, which is same as below, but you actually get the ability to use the VIP room, which inside the VIP room is going to have free drinks, not alcoholic beverages, but free drinks like Coke, water, what do we say, tea and stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually just another spot that you and your friends can go to throughout the day or have a meeting in there.
And the 75, the 50 and 75, and then the next one, you can also bring one guest with you.
Yep. And the $100 one, it gives you all of that. And it allows you to have your own wine tasting bottle for the month, your own liquor cabinet per se in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And
top priority for all the events.
Yeah. So for instance, we're going to do dinners on Fridays and Saturday nights at 6. That group goes first. They can say yes or no, pick, then we'll go down to the second level, then the third level, and then whatever's left over will open up for everybody.
Yes.
It's not, go ahead.
No, you keep.
It's not going to be too many people to start off because we're just trying to build a base. So 60 meals probably a night, and our chef is going to come out and tell you about the food and how it was made. And we'll have somebody that pairs probably liquor to it, wine and a good cocktail. But Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, it's just going to be also open just to a member to come up here and have drinks. So what am I missing? The van.
Yes.
Talk about the van.
And then we have a Sprinter van, which someone so nicely mentioned in a comment a few weeks ago whenever they told the world every vehicle that we drive.
Yeah, because that's a thing.
um, and so we have a Mercedes 14 passenger Sprinter van that is available. We've rented it out as well. Um, and so the members can get it at a reduced rate as opposed to the regular rate, but then it will be available for renting for bachelorette
Yeah.
parties, for wedding parties, we're going to start running to Weston, to the wineries, to the distillery over there, to Platte City, that kind of stuff. Here close, small businesses, and partner with them and get some people over there. So more to come on that. I'm working diligently in my spare time that I have none of to
Spare
get
time,
that going. So
all the spare time you have out of all the stuff we do.
yes, but we had purchased a trolley and that didn't work out.
That was a crap.
Sad, but whatever. This is working, and we're gonna get this started and see where it goes. But ghost tours and Christmas light tours and history tours, I have all kinds of grand plans.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Where
making
do
turn.
you built a flyer the other day for just to take people somewhere?
Yes, to Weston, to just go downtown Weston and shop. I'm going to offer a Saturday here and there. Later in August, the beginning of the school year, to where we'll take you and drop you off in Weston, and you can shop for and have lunch and everything, and then we'll bring you back. Like $35 a person to get you there, and then for the Weston Apple Fest, we're gonna try to run
That's what it was.
the van to the Apple Fest because parking, is a bitch and
Sure
things
is.
like that. So if you're just being dropped off and then say you leave here at 9, you get there 5 hours later, we'll bring you back, and then we'll do a 10 o'clock and then 11 o'clock for while the festival is open. So um, that's a plan as well. I'm working on getting that finalized, so I'm pretty excited about it.
I am too, because I really like for you to start paying the bill. Yeah, I'm just I'm just messing. But you can also rent it out just to go to the ball game and stuff, because that's what we do.
Yeah,
That's what got us started in it, because we like to go down to Kansas City, but we like to drink and we don't want to risk anything,
yeah.
nor our
That way
friends. So
we're all safe
Mhm.
and we can go have a good time. And so we've taken it to concerts and Royals games and the Savannah Bananas and what else? There's several. We went to a pop-up bar
you get pop-up bars,
at Christmas time
good
and
food
stuff like
down
that.
there.
Yeah,
I mean, it's you come here, you go there. It's just the van allows people to do things safely, and
yes,
our goal is just to be able to let you guys know what's out there and to be able to use it. Because hell, I've been here, I don't know, 13, 14 years now.
hmm
My longest place I've ever been in my life, being a military brat, always moved around, being in the army for 20 years and 17 days, 3 hours and 12 minutes. I always moved around like every 2 years, but, and I think we mentioned in the first episode, the only reason I'm here is because of you.
hmm
Or else I'd be in Florida, Mexico.
Not Mexico. You wouldn't have ever gone to Mexico. You're welcome to that
Yeah,
as well.
thank you very much. Or Texas
Yeah.
or Arizona or something like that, because I hate being cold.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to move on to the bullshit?
Yes.
The Fabulous Fridays
We're
and the
gonna do
rumors.
Fabulous Fridays, and this one is actually this one is not about us.
Sure.
So
That's a
I
good one.
want to include things where people are talking shit about other people as well that have no facts behind it.
No
So
fact.
a young lady posted on one of the local gossip news, whatever you want to call it, groups,
Yeah.
that she was starting a new daycare.
Yeah.
And so there's not enough daycares that exist for the children that I know the daycare is a struggle. I know it was a struggle whenever our kids were young.
Oh yeah, and expensive.
Yeah.
Extremely
And I
expensive.
can only imagine now. I mean, I don't know. I think people are less likely to work to
Hey,
open a daycare. So,
and our nieces were looking at opening up
Mhm.
okay.
and so it's an in-home daycare. So someone posted, "Is this even legal? Is this a joke? permits, insurance, nah, we good. I got PB&Js. So she responded, which I really liked. She said,
Good
are
for
you implying that I just opened a daycare without a license or documentation? Come on, people. Of course, she did all the right things. If she didn't, first of all, why would you put it out on social
Yeah.
media? Because people are going to talk, turn you in,
Yep.
whatever.
Talk shit like that.
Yes. And then someone asked, are you in a studio apartment? And she's like, I'm pretty sure you can't run a daycare out in an apartment in Kansas. She's like, since you're posting anonymous,
Anonymous posters again.
you can PM me for any questions.
I like
So-
how she did respond. I just don't think that we could respond in that manner on any of our shit
Oh, no.
because it would be
wouldn't- it would just would
yeah, keep it
fuel the-
going.
Yeah. And
We don't want to keep this shit churning
No.
because it's idiotic. But on her post, and I, I'm glad that she did it because she's trying to get the word out. For
right,
herself.
right,
Because it's very much needed in this community.
right.
But I think that the reason why, because her sign.
Yeah.
She made her own sign and it fits the demographic that she's trying to do. It's
Yeah,
colored.
It's for children. Yes. It was a really cute sign. And anyone who owns a business of any sort, you know that anything, any signage, and it's a good size sign, which is great. So people can see it.
Yeah.
You'll see it where she is. But things are so expensive. And so, especially when you're starting out, you're needing to put your money in all the permits to get going, and then all of the things that are required to meet the whenever they're going to come in and inspect you and all the things. And so, you starting up a business is not for the weak for sure. And then to get going. So it just, people poked fun and said all kinds of crazy things, which I don't understand, but
And she is that post right there we will help promote her just
yeah,
because of that.
Yeah.
We're going to help and say, you need somebody, here you go.
yeah. Here's a
you're
place.
starting out, you need somebody here. And we're proud that she actually put it out there and, but not amazed that people commented stupidly on it. Or,
No, not at all. I mean, we wish her all the luck. We don't know her.
Nope.
We just saw that she was getting some hate, so we wish her the best of luck. So, but it'll get me started on my rampage that's been this week.
And what is that?
We've been getting a lot of,
It stems from a lot, like
it does.
just everything.
So
right?
if our stuff gets shared out in a public forum, which we don't share a lot of stuff, we will share certain things on a few of the pages, the Leavenworth pages or whatever. We don't share. It's usually if we're trying to get the word out for bingo because it brings money to a local charity.
Yep.
Or if we're doing something fun that we think that
People
'cause
should be
it's
involved
free,
in.
It's free. We think that the community would love. That kind of stuff, we'll share it. But our normal stuff, we do not put out on the local pages because it's just not.
We don't want to hear
It
all the
doesn't
business.
matter. Yeah, and
It
it
isn't.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can come. We've got plenty of people that come to our page. So, which is what the newest thing is that people are coming to our page, to our Facebook
On
page,
Facebook.
going through it because they're making comments on stuff from
2 years ago.
Well, no,
Well-
we haven't even owned it 2 years, but
Right.
way back. But let's say even 5 months ago, 4 months
Sure.
ago, and making hateful comments on it. Like the "you suck" was on a public forum.
Oh.
It,
Yeah.
Just the "you suck."
You suck or they suck.
Yeah,
It was
they
they
suck.
suck.
That's what they suck. Whoever that was, but just making hateful comments, personal attacks, not even about the restaurant, personal
just
attacks on us.
Your
Or
eyelashes.
appearance or whatever. And then whenever I hide or delete a comment, someone else will be like, why did you delete that? Why did you hide that? Because it's my effing page. That's
Yeah.
why.
You don't
Why
get to
would-
do that.
And I'm probably blocking you now because it's the same as I keep giving the analogy. It's like you come, me inviting you here, you're coming to my home.
Yeah.
So you walk into my home and you start criticizing my clothes or
Yeah.
criticizing the way my house is or what it looks like or whatever. Get the F out of here.
You have every right to kick you the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
our
my
shit.
page. If you're seeking me out now, you are full blown seeking me out. You are coming to my page, seeking me out and making comments for, And my page is my page. I get to control what's on that page. You get to control what's on your page.
Yep.
I get to control what's on mine. So if I choose to hide your comment or delete your comment or block
Block you.
you, that's why.
It's funny that you say that, right? Because it's our page. It's Timpani's page.
Yeah.
But do you think that, say, they made a comment on their personal Facebook or social media page? They made a comment and somebody was just saying, "You suck." You don't think they would say, "This is crazy," and delete it? Or not even like, "Why are you talking to me like that?"
I think the people that are doing this, what I explained, are going to come back with some crazy.
Yeah.
They're not going to just be like, what?
Oh.
Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand. So I would like to know if any of these people that do this feel like that it would be appropriate to walk up to us and do or say the same thing.
Do you think that's going to happen?
No, I'm just saying, do they feel like that they would do that in person? So that's why they feel like they should do it on social media?
No, because they won't do it in person.
Because I would never. It goes back to being a good human, and
you
there's
gotta be
just
a good
not
human,
very
but-
many of them.
Well, there's about 10 to 15% people that are not good humans. Like
That's-
I put it in this realm of 10 or 15% are just going to be hateful. How about that?
Yeah.
85%, 10 or 15 are going to be really good humans, right? 10 or 15%. And in between that, you're going to get what you get.
Yeah.
So there's 15% is what we're getting on that.
Yeah.
You know, that I call that stalkerish. I think there's a commercial out with a girl. She's like, "Hey, did you just like my page?
Oh, yeah,
a picture from 3 years
it's
ago?"
a goldfish commercial.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
be a goldfish
Yeah.
and pretend like he forgot he did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fascinated by it. I feel like there should be, I'm sure there is studies about it. I would love to look into it, but I just, if it's on a public page, whatever. If someone else shared it, okay, whatever. If we shared it, that's on us.
Yeah.
We're choosing to put ourselves out there, but for you to come to our page and seek us out is
It's stalkerish.
Yeah, it's
like the guy that said they drive A, B, C, D, E cars. You can know if they're there.
yeah, and these are the conversations that they used to have. But yeah,
And it was all true. It's fine.
Yeah.
But we're not hiding anything.
no.
Okay, just weird that you knew all that
Exactly.
and posted it
Anonymously.
anonymously. And
Anonymously.
I don't think did this person post that anonymously?
There were like 4 or 5
Okay.
and only one might have been like a not real
Type thing.
Yeah, the rest were people that people that we know them. Like if I look at them, they're like friends of friends, like type of thing. But I'm like,
and for people that are watching and I need you to understand that I'm asking her to tell it because I don't go through this.
oh yeah,
I'm
he's
asking,
not much on our socials, especially.
she's telling me everything.
It's me.
And I'm remembering it as we speak. Said, "Oh, what about this?"
Yeah.
So let's clear up some rumors real fast about one. Fire suppression did not cost us $500,000 to be put in this building.
Because if we had $500,000, I would not spend it on fire suppression.
We probably would have built a whole damn new building somewhere.
Or I would have done something fun on a personal level that had nothing to do with the business. But
oh my goodness!
Whatever.
Well, our banks do love us. The truth is that it cost us about $100,000 to get fire suppression inside of Timpani, and what got us initially was like we bought the restaurant because we didn't want to put fire suppression in our other building.
Right.
And after having this place, and we're like, there's 5,000 square foot up here just being used as, I don't even know. Can't even explain what it was being used for. Just
not being utilized
boring.
to its potential.
There you go.
I'll
Potential.
just say that. Not being utilized to its potential.
But it did cost us about $100,000. We wanted to do it to start a movement because there's so many buildings. You see the windows behind us. They didn't have windows when we purchased the building. So, everything's been remodeled up here. But if you look,
not remodeled, it's been cleaned up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been cleaned up and made safe
Fixed.
and made safe and it's beautiful. But like replacing the windows was a thing.
Yeah. Fixing the air conditioner, get the plumbing fixed.
there's so many businesses around town that want to utilize the rest of the floors of their building, and there's so many barriers. So we are working with other small businesses
Yeah.
in town and the city commission and the city employees and all that. And we meet once a month
Once a
and
month,
try to
yeah.
work on things like how can we make fire suppression affordable for
Sure.
other businesses? Can the city help out? Can the state help out? Are there grants? Can we change to where, because, we didn't, the thing is that you don't just have to put fire suppression on one floor.
Got to do
You
it
have
all.
to do all to include your basement. So, I mean, that kind of stuff. So
Big deal.
and so we are working, trying to help make it to where other
Other
can
businesses,
also,
regardless of the political
right,
background, can
that
open
we
their
can all,
second
because
floor.
there's several, I can look out my
Right, yeah.
window and point at 2 or 3 buildings that I know that the reason why things aren't moving on it is because of how expensive fire suppression is,
Yeah.
and the fact that we need it. And I get it. I understand safety. Yes, I get it. We don't disagree with that.
Nope.
It's just one of the biggest costs of the fire suppression overall was running that line that JF Denny did, because you have to run it
You got
across the street.
to dig up
Yes,
sidewalks.
and street, and we have to pay for that.
Then you
We
got
have to pay for them to dig it
Oh,
up,
yeah.
then we have to pay for
City
them
doesn't
to
pay
put
for
it back.
nothing.
Yeah,
That's just where people might be
Yeah.
confused. City
That-
doesn't pay for
yeah,
nothing.
that
You
wasn't
have
the
to pay
city,
for all
that
that.
was us.
Yeah, that's why people bitch. You closed down the street and didn't support other veteran businesses or veteran businesses. I'm like, what the hell does
Yeah.
that mean?
First, we are a veteran business, but whatever. And this will help, especially what we just did. Everyone on our block now don't have to go under the street to get. We have an access point
Yep.
that they can. It'd be
Use.
cheaper for them to tie into.
And that's why we did it.
Yeah.
We did it. We got ours larger so we can split off if needed
On the streets.
on the streets. So what's going on this weekend before we got to get you out here to get your stuff done?
This weekend is the World Cup finals. I'm
And
sad, but
'Cause it's over?
excited for it.
I think that the World Cup brought soccer to a light in
Oh,
America.
for sure. I think it was just a very exciting. I love soccer. Kenza, whatever, he'll watch it.
I watch
I
it.
love soccer. I had the game on, every single game on every single day. Had it on my iPad or on a TV that I pulled into my office to watch.
Mm.
Watched it on my phone at dinner, whatever. But they were exciting games. They were fun games. They were exciting games. You met international players that you never knew existed, and their characters are so fun. I say characters, like they as people are so fun, like the Holland kid from Norway or Mbappe from France. Everybody knows Messi, of course. Everybody knows Ronaldo, but they met new people and knew and became fans, I
Yeah.
think, of the people. Like, I think Holland alone
Oh.
probably brought in the
Man.
Norway little thing that they did.
The
The
row.
row. Yeah. I
Oh
mean,
my
I
God.
just,
Did-
soccer fans are the funnest. Like, I got the pleasure to go to one of the games whenever Argentina played Algeria. Me and a couple of our kids and their significant others, wives, whatever. And the tickets, because we bought them at separate times, the 4 tickets were over in one section, and then the single ticket that we bought was over here. So I sat by myself amongst a bunch of Argentinians and had the time of my life. They were so fun. They didn't care who I was or whether I had on the jerseys, but they were chanting. But so anyway, on the soccer tangent, I love soccer. So soccer finals are this weekend.
UFC fight.
UFC fight
Our
is
kids
this weekend.
going to it?
Going to it.
Okay.
Karaoke
Karaoke.
is this weekend.
Uh,
Next week on Monday, we have a fun
trivia.
parents versus kids. So the kids and the parents, they will
Duel.
and it's
But the difference is on this, we're asking the kids' parent knowledge and asking the parents' kid knowledge, like Pokemon.
like about Pokemon and Minecraft and that kind of stuff, which I think will be fun.
So,
We'll see. Yeah, something fun. And then we'll have bingo again the following week.
for
want to say the
Bowling,
bowling.
the
Yes.
women's,
No, it's
nope,
just the
the
bowling team,
bowling.
but I'm not
Yeah.
really sure.
Yeah. All right. We might
Um,
have to cut that out.
yeah,
We don't know.
I never remember who the next because I don't do it much of it. So
All right.
yeah,
So that's it. I think we got Steve standing by. He's going to come in and tell him a little bit about himself while you go get your mess on.
yep.
All right. You, love you.
Bye.
All right. We're back. We're back. I'll show you. This is our bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit right here. And I always want to say, like, look at the size of this. You can't go to McDonald's and get this big of a thing. It's gonna be really small. Have you looked? Oh, before I do this, this is Steve Scabuzzo from Scabuzzo's. Tell everybody who you are and what you do, and what do you do for?
So I'm Steve Scabuzzo with Scabuzzo's Food Service, and we are a fourth generation, actually the fifth generation's in the company now, broadline food service distributor and protein manufacturer. I've been in business my whole life uh, for the company and marketing and some other aspects as well. I am active in the business.
You are very active in the business.
So it's fun. Love this business. I wouldn't want to do anything else.
It's because your family's been in it for so long. that
Yeah,
you do
family's
everything
been in it
else,
for a long
and
time.
you just know it.
Yeah, I mean, I know the ins and outs of what you guys do,
Mhm.
just because we're so close to it from a food service standpoint. Food service distribution. I don't think a lot of people understand where their food comes from, and that's an area like the everyday
Mhm.
citizen, person
They don't
who just
know.
comes into a
They don't
restaurant
know at
or
all.
goes to a grocery store. That's been my business for so long. Like I know the ins and outs of, the farms, the genetics, the, processing, the everything that goes into it. It's amazing how many hands touch food before it actually comes on a plate
Yeah,
like that.
plate like
So-
this. There's a lot of work into this thing right here.
There's a lot of time, a lot of investment, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that go into it. And
Yeah. I think
very passion driven.
the reason why I had you come on the show was because when Carly and I took this thing over, I call it a thing because it is what it is. It's just so much inside of it, right? We want to make sure that we know the business, we learn the business, something that we've never done, never owned a restaurant before. We're just going to build we were going to build a sports bar down the street and just go in there and drink when we wanted, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Had the opportunity to do this, but when we started doing this, we wanted to make sure we had, because I travel a lot, we want to make sure we had the best food and quality, and you know what, and easy to make for our employees to make, right? And then, so this is why I wanted you to tell them, like, we're not just, we get these comments, oh, their food is just out of a bag and blah, blah, blah. You know what? Everything's out of a bag. If you think about it, something's wrapped somehow. But one of our big things, we want to have good food, and we want to try to keep everything as much as local as possible. I don't agree with, and I know that some of these big food people, I think sometimes they just get caught up in the money. Like, hey, I want you just do this, and then the customer service is gone.
Sure.
So they just, so the person like you are actually invested in us. And so, how often do you see this story happen, or people want to go local and go to you?
Yeah, I think we'll start with the first question around, Tenpenny and the types of products that you guys buy and this out of the bag philosophy that some people have. And we'll start with just protein, right? So all the proteins that we sell to Tenpenny are all locally sourced beef products, and or family owned companies that we purchase from. So like the bacon on that bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich is from a company called Cloverdale. They're not local, but they're out of South Dakota. But they are fourth generation family owned business. They do about $400 million a year in business, but which is boutique. It sounds huge, right?
Well, compared,
boutique compared to a Hormel or a Tyson or one of those.
And that's where people don't
publicly traded
understand that, though.
companies. Yeah.
You say 400 million, they just think 400 million.
Yeah.
Well, but you comparing it to Hormel.
That's small compared to Hormel, which is a multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Yeah.
And listen, Hormel's got great products too, but we've always just tried to connect with, first of all, sell to locally owned
Mhm.
businesses that are privately held, but then also source products. Like all of our beef right now comes from local farms, actually right here in Kansas. So we work with a company called Foot Cattle Co.
You you go
They're
cattle co.
actually the fifth largest producer of beef in the United States, behind the top four, which is, Tyson, JBS, uh, National Beef, and
What's
I forgot
JBS?
JBS is JBS Swift,
Oh,
which
gotcha.
is owned by a company, I believe, out of Brazil,
Mhm.
and then XL, right?
Mhm.
So these guys do a great job. They're very passionate. They run a great company out of Bucyrus, Kansas. A lot of our animals come out of their Manhattan ranch, and their Eldridge, Kansas ranch. But they've got ranches all over Kansas and Missouri. So great products. And then we actually bring that product in, gets processed at a processing facility. We bring it in, do fresh grinds, fresh cut steaks for 10 penny every week, right?
Yes.
And deliver it right to the back
Mhm.
door. So there's a larger story here, and it's based around locally sourced products. Not only because we want to have that story, but the products are better,
The
and the
products are
customer
better.
can relate. You can relate to it, and then your customer. So
I was giggling a minute ago because you said Cyrus.
Bucyrus, yeah,
I'm not from Kansas. I've only been here 13 years, right? I in my head, I always call it Eucharist. I don't know why. And I'm like, oh, that's how you say it. Oh, it must be right. And I don't, you just see it when you're passing through or something,
Sure.
and I just say it's Eucharist. I have no idea why. I was like, oh, so I don't say it to anybody, just in my head. Um, so when we purchased it and we started changing the menu up, we had you guys bring in a ton of food to test
Oh yeah,
and taste.
yeah,
And that's where I don't think our community knows
sure.
that. Like, we had a group of probably 20, 30 people. Each time we brought in a new product and said, and actually let you guys say, this is what you like, what you don't like, and why. And then we said, well, what's the cost difference of some of these things? I can tell you that we kept our menu relatively the same amount. Like when
Sure.
we redid our menu, I think we said this on our first episode. At the end of the day, it was like actually $25 cheaper if you just add up every item that we had,
Sure.
same amount of items, but we just put the money where the actual cost was there instead of just flatline throughout. I mean, then you get individuals say, "Well, they're so expensive." Well, if you go, once again, you see the size of this biscuit right here. If you go to McDonald's, you're going to pay almost the same price.
Probably more.
Uh, So
I don't know the pricing off the top of the head, but I know you guys are pretty
close.
cost effective.
Yeah.
Right.
I went to McDonald's the other day, or my son did, and went and he brought me back a Big Mac. Man, I opened that Big Mac up, and our sausage patties
Mhm.
that Big Mac meat. I was going to take a picture. I should have. If anybody goes to McDonald's here recently, go to McDonald's. uh, Look at the meat on that patty. Just go look at the meat on that patty, and I'm telling you, it's just this thin.
Oh, it's like 2.1 ounces
It's like
per patty.
it's like there's
Full
nothing
coat.
on it.
Yeah.
So and I always go back to ourselves. Like, this is the difference, though.
Yeah.
So throughout that, so let's talk about, do you drink beer?
I don't. I used to drink a ton of beer,
Okay.
and Leinenkugel Summer Shandy was
One of them.
one of my faves.
Oh.
Yeah.
I promise you, I think this is probably the first time I've ever had this.
Yeah.
And
It's good.
it's really
Very
good.
drinkable.
Yeah.
That is a summertime out on the lake beer, as the photo
Sure,
suggests.
yeah. So when you did drink beer, what'd you drink? Just
You know,
a myriad of stuff. Like,
yeah, I mean, a nice mix. We had my wife and I, before we had big into the craft beers.
Oh.
And so, at the time, Boulevard was locally owned, so we drank a lot of Boulevard products. There's a couple other local breweries that do a really good job. There is, oh gosh, why is the name of the brewery? It's over in Crossroads. But there's a beer. It's kind of a light beer called Alpha, and
Yeah.
it is
I think I know
really,
what that
really
name
good. I
is.
can't remember the name of the brewery right now. It's slipping my mind. But I haven't really drank beer for a while now.
What do you drink?
Mostly, honestly, we have a we have a standing Friday afternoon happy hour at my house with fresh made espresso martinis.
Oh, nice.
And I'll usually back that with a just like a Tito's and soda.
Oh.
I'm pretty light on
That's
the drinks.
If I know one of our best friends loves Tito's. Another one loves martini. So, and this guy, here's how silly he is. And he's going to know who I'm talking about. He goes to a Mexican restaurant and asks for one. I'm like, hey, can you give me a martini? And they're like, what? Like literally, they
Come out with a margarita and a martini glass.
They didn't even have a martini glass.
Yeah.
So it's like, they're like, okay, we'll try. And they brought him something that was not. I mean, it's not. That's
Depends
not
how complex of a martini he orders.
I don't know what he wanted.
If it's just chilled vodka or
vodka,
gin in a glass with
Yeah,
an olive,
it's-
that's pretty easily.
pretty easy, but you got to know that.
Yeah.
And if the bartender's working there and they're used to beer and margaritas, and you tell them a martini, they're like, "What?
Yeah.
Do they even have vodka? I don't know." Things like that. I go to an old fashioned now. I think that's become my second favorite.
Done right.
Done right.
Yeah.
Done right. Downstairs, it's difficult to keep bartenders doing the exact same thing. So on downstairs, what we decided to do was kind of have a pre-made. Like you can't mess up a pre-made
Sure.
if it's a good one, right?
Sure.
So we have 2 or 3 really good pre-mades down there that I like. It's one is the Penelope Black Walnut. That is an excellent pre-made. And they come down and drink it. It's good. And then we have the Bullet old fashioned pre-made. It's really good. Now they do all
So
know how
you're
to.
batching them out, and that's
Yeah.
actually becoming a lot more common. One, for efficiency behind the bar.
Yep.
Which is huge. The
And-
more drinks you're slanging, the more that bartender's going to
Yep.
make, the more the company's going to make. And then consistency.
Consistency. That's my number one thing is just make it the same.
Yeah.
I tell them, I said, I don't care if everybody hates it. Just make it the same because it wouldn't be here if everybody hated it. Right. But they won't come back if it's constantly different. You know,
Sure.
if you want something that's constantly different, realistically, you go to a cocktail bar.
Yeah.
Because those bartenders,
Don't mix it up.
they'll make you something different every time. They have their list, but
Let me touch on the consistency thing. I think in the restaurant and hospitality industry, probably one of the most important things is consistency. And it has to do with the consumer mindset of expectations, and execution, right? So even if you are consistently bad, consistently average, or consistently great as a restaurant, you better be that, whatever that is, every single time that the customer comes in, because then that's the expectation. If you're great one day and poor another day, you're not going to be in this industry for very long.
You're not. But if I guarantee you this, if you're poor every day, right? I hate to say that, but if you're poor every day, if it's just, and people come, that's what they expect.
Yeah.
And when you give them a good day, they're like, "Oh my gosh, what happened?" And then come back. Okay, it was just a day. You know, it's just that day. But it's just their expectations. Like I always talk about the McDonald's way. Like they're so consistent. The fries are so consistent. They don't change your fries
everywhere you go.
You don't change your fries.
Yeah.
And that's the world I want to live in. Just consistent.
Sure.
If somebody's gonna even with service or anything, just be consistent. Have
Service
the same
is
thing.
exactly the same situation.
Same thing. It's
Yep.
just got to be. It could be bad.
Actually, it can be rude. There's actually companies that have built their entire model on servers that are
Just
rude to
rude.
you.
Yeah, I like that one.
Or honestly, you go to most French restaurants that are actually French run.
Yeah.
Like
They're
their
gonna be
staff has an edge to them.
Yeah, because they
That's
know.
like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And the customer expects it.
Yes, because they know their food's good.
Because people like abusive relationships.
There you go. And they stick around.
Yeah.
Why do they stick around for those abusive relationships? Go to that one. Oh my gosh, it's so true though. I just got to go back and get beat up some more. Go get beat up some more. And I think that's where our industry is. It doesn't matter if it's poor to great, but if you're great every night and
Just be consistent.
Yeah.
Just be consistent.
just be consistent.
And I'll even talk about me as just a consumer, a person going into a restaurant. My wife likes to experiment.
Mhm.
and going and try different things at
Different
places that we
Yep.
go and different places, right? If we're going back to places that we've been, I'm going for the sure thing. I'm
Yep.
going for what I ordered last time, the same way I ordered it, right? Because that's what I'm going there to
That's
have
what-
that.
yeah.
right?
Right. It's
Uh,
got to be the same.
but if you go there often enough, like once every couple weeks or whatever, you're gonna even notice the slightest difference.
Slightest difference. I go to Yard House. Carly and I, like I said, we travel a lot.
Sure.
We try almost everything that we can. Right.
Yeah.
And we understand, like, because we're in the industry, but I taste things to bring it here.
Yeah.
I taste things like upstairs in secret societies, we're going to have upscale appetizers.
Sure.
And then our dinner events are going to be upscale, like different stuff you can't have in Leavenworth.
Yeah.
You're not going to have anywhere else. I don't know. There might be somebody selling oysters around here, but we're going to have some oysters here
Sure.
at some point. Right. Some fresh stuff, very fresh. Some, I call it, Wagyu. What do you call it? Wagyu.
Yeah.
I would say, Eucharist.
Eucharist. Eucharist.
Yeah, I don't know. This in my brain, that's how I say it. But and I think that when we go places, I do the normal things. The normal place like Yard House, I go there and I get their Nashville hot chicken and pancakes.
Yeah.
And sometimes you pick up the menu and you're like, I'm gonna try something different. And then by the time
The server comes around, you're like,
I'm good.
sure thing.
Yep, sure thing. I'm good.
Yard House, good concept. That's part of the Darden group, which has Capital Grill, Eddie B's.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're that's a good concept. High volume.
Oh yeah, it's the food's good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So when you're talking about what is some of the places, I know you guys partner with a lot of restaurants, right?
Sure.
Because that's your business.
Sure.
But take your work out of it, and what's one of the places that you go routinely, local, and if you're traveling?
Sure. Like traveling outside of the city.
Yeah.
Um,
Something that you wouldn't go to local. Like if you had seen it, you're like,
Well,
okay, I'll
there's
try that.
yeah, there's not. There's one place that comes to mind that I had a really good experience in. It's in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's a concept called Ocean Air.
Mm.
It's right in the middle of downtown.
Ocean Air.
Yeah, it's the best piece of salmon that I've ever had at a restaurant. The brand is actually called Copper River Salmon, which it has a very short window of when it's in season because it is wild caught salmon up in I think it's like up in the Washington State area. And just beautifully prepared. We were sitting at the bar with me and my brothers and my dad. We were out of town for some racing event that we were doing. And man, I'll tell you, that was just a memorable experience from service, atmosphere. The cocktails were great, but then the actual meal and the execution of that meal and the way that salmon prepared was really, really good.
Do you judge people because you know things? Like, do you judge it? Like, you know how it should taste?
It's hard. It is very hard in a restaurant
for you
to get anything past me.
Yeah.
Right. So if let's say the customer is claiming dry aged on their
Right.
steaks.
Yeah.
Right. You're not going to get it past me that it's not dry, that it's not, or it is, right? I'll be able to tell.
Yeah.
Like just from when it comes out on my plate. Boom.
Right. Okay.
Or choice versus prime.
Oh.
Right. I'm going to be able to tell if that steak is actually that.
It must be difficult in your mind to go to high end places and be like, don't screw me over here. I know.
Well,
what it's supposed to be.
I'm pretty consistent on where I go in those places. So, those guys don't ever really let me down. So like here in town, my wife and I are regulars at Farina. Michael and Nancy Smith do a great job. He's a James Beard award-winning chef. They're extremely active in the business, like their full-time
job is that business
is their 2 restaurants and their grocery store, their little grocery store they have down there in Crossroads. And he's on the floor every night interacting with customers. And you just see the passion that they have. Nancy's the sommelier. She's very, very skilled in that.
When you talk to her about wine, because that's what I'm trying to do up here.
I mean,
I don't even drink wine.
And honestly, they would help you. right? I
See?
mean, they're a really cool couple. We speak very highly of them, but they execute
Yeah.
every
night.
every night, every night, every night.
You know, it's
So
if you because I like that. So there's a difference there. Those individuals, that's their job.
Yeah.
That is their job. And Carly and I, this is not.
sure,
We own it. We're providing jobs for 40 plus people,
sure,
and we know what's right though. And I think one of my skill sets is to teach people how to lead and manage. Like, hey, you have to do this, and understand the background noise at times. But in my life, my real jobs that I've done is like I don't jump too fast because if you teach, you learn. You
Yeah.
teach, you learn. Teach, you learn. And I teach more of like, hey, this is what it should be. Here's how it should.
sure.
Right. And but I also hire the right people to cook.
Yeah.
To train and to manage. I mean, I'm not going to do it at all. They're laying some light. Matt. Yeah, people
What
walking around.
background noise?
Little
Hey,
background noise.
things are getting done over here at the Secret Society.
Like, yeah, huh? Thanks, man.
No,
but-
I think I'd like to kind of highlight on that.
Yeah.
That's actually why I brought up, Michael and Nancy Smith and them being active. Because I've heard you and Carly talk about this.
Yeah.
And I think it's an important distinction, but there's still something you guys have very much in common with an active owner, right? That's working in the
Mhm.
business every day is there's huge capital expense.
Yep.
There's huge risk,
Yep.
Particularly for you here in Leavenworth, and I think most restaurateurs, their spirit is really driven around bringing a concept or an idea or an atmosphere to the community where people can gather,
Yep.
drink, eat, and really enjoy themselves. And listen, we have as a company, a very long history with Tenpenny.
Huh.
There was probably 3 or 4 years where we didn't service them at
Yeah.
all. But I remember when I was 15 years old, which
Huh.
was 30 years ago, packing hamburgers, cutting steaks,
Yeah.
doing chicken fried steak or beef fritters, creating those products. Because I actually wrote
Hey.
the Tenpenny on the box because so we knew where to ship it.
Yeah.
Because that was before we did shipping labels and all that stuff. So there's a lot of history there
That's good to know.
for you to, take this place on, put the money into it that you put into it. Honestly, not for just a place for you and your friends to gather, right?
The entourage.
Personally, the entourage, if you will.
Whatever.
But provide the community with a refreshed face. I mean, you did a complete overhaul of the downstairs and the upstairs of this building.
Yeah.
And, it from a community standpoint, I think that's something people should, they don't have to empathize with you as a business owner,
No.
right? Obviously everyone thinks you're putting all these money into all these
No,
things,
yeah.
right? But there's a passion there and a real expense and a real risk for you personally because you're passionate about the community.
Yeah. And I think
Right.
that's where people get confused.
Yeah.
I think you're totally right because we are extremely passionate about this
Sure.
community. And what's crazy about it, we talk about the entourage, right? That our friends are just as passionate about growing this community.
They own businesses. They're in government locally,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
It's
you're
it's
trying to build
just-
a community in a city that people want to come to. I was talking to, your sales rep's my sister-in-law. Okay. All right.
Angie. Yeah.
Angie Scavuzzo. And she was talking about Leavenworth and how this downtown, it's such
Oh my
a
gosh.
beautiful downtown. And you guys are kind of on the front side of starting to bring
Yes.
it back to where it was, right?
You know,
Somebody has to do that.
Well-
Somebody has to put the money out there and take the risk with the vision, the long-term
yeah,
vision of
it's going to be
doing
forever.
something great.
I was telling my kids, I'm like, well, I'm not doing this for me. I am not going to benefit anything. Me and Carly are not going to benefit anything from this. Our banks love us because the amount of loans we got to this, they like that.
Sure.
That's where people are confused about. We just know how to build the business. That's what my background. I can build a business, right? Or understand how to, and we're extremely passionate. But we do know, just like that road that was tore up, and I think Carly said it's open now. But somebody had to do it.
Yeah.
If if Carly and I didn't invest in this community, who would?
Yeah.
I'm not saying nobody would, but somebody has to do it right now.
Sure.
Like you look at the windows behind you. I think one of our pictures on one of our billboards shows that there was no windows here
On the upper level.
on the upper level.
Yeah.
No windows. Now there's windows.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful windows
Oh.
too. They're not shitty windows.
and guess who did it? A local company.
Yeah.
Modern Glass Company came in here and did it. You know, but we got windows. The minute we put windows in, people are like, "Oh, there's an upstairs."
Yeah.
There's an
Yeah.
upstairs. Or where's the stairs? Right there.
Yeah.
You know,
You just need a membership
you just need a
or a
membership.
daily.
Or daily.
$5
Just come in. You test it
Go on
out. You know,
Yeah, there's so much to it. So getting back to, there's capital investment, there's risk, there's
Mhm.
those things. You've mentioned several times you're employing people.
Mm.
Like people come here, have a job, and
Yeah.
make an income. And so many of these things just add to the overall culture of downtown,
Mm.
support and lift
Yeah.
downtown. Obviously, there's a tax base associated with that too.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot more to think about than one experience that you had.
I agree.
Right? So,
100%. When we, I go back to the first bar that Carly and I was going to open, it's going to be called Tap That
mhm.
down the street because, we have that 8-head tap machine
Yeah,
down there.
yeah.
That was going to be the premise. You come in, you get a card, there's going to be a bartender.
I think I remember.
That was all you're going to get.
Yeah.
You get a card, you go get all the beers you want. We was just going to have it lined up, right?
Yeah.
And then we had this opportunity. The selling moment for Carly and I was the individual said, if you don't buy it, then 40-something people won't have a job.
Yeah.
When we were thinking 2 people might have a job over there.
Yeah.
But we're like, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
And we kept it open. You talking about all the remodeling. I look at the downstairs and I think Kim might be here. My buddy Kim Bacino, he's like a general contractor by trade. He helped me put in all those TVs.
Yeah.
And the entourage, that 100-inch TV that's out there. Oh my gosh. It took us like 10 people to get that thing up there. And we didn't pay people everything, we paid enough people to do the right thing, but putting up TVs wasn't hard.
Sure.
My back will tell you something different now.
When you're doing
Yeah.
as many as you have down
Yes.
there. Yeah.
I mean, it went from like 3.5. I called it a half because it was tilted on them all. But it was their thing, it was
Yeah.
that they weren't about TVs. We're about TVs and sports. So,
Sure.
Anything else you want to tell the people before we get off here?
Uh,
What are some of the best restaurants that you guys provide food to? Can you say that? I don't know if you can.
yeah, I'm happy to. I mean, here in Leavenworth, we work with Jason Wiggin.
Mhm.
Obviously, I know he helped you guys
Yep.
with this 10 penny concept, originally getting it off the ground. And then Michael Mockbar over at Depot, obviously 10 penny here. We've got a handful of other restaurants we service here in Leavenworth.
Mm.
In Kansas City, we've done business with Gates Barbecue for 53 years. They actually just had their 80th anniversary recently, which was really cool. McLean's, another great customer of ours, the Hurlman family. They do a great job of really taking that business to a whole new level. I mentioned Farina. We do some
Farina's,
business with Michael and Nancy. Jack Stack Barbecue,
Jack Stack.
again, another long time customer. Saints Bar and Grill. We do a ton of business over in Lawrence. Believe it or not, we do a lot of casino business.
Wow.
So yeah,
I frequent the
Yeah.
casinos. You can ask my wife.
which one's your favorite?
Well, so it all depends where I'm at. I go to Hollywood just because it's close.
Yeah.
Right here. I go there and
Favorite customer?
I go up to, now we just go to the sports bar upstairs, and it's kind of where I took some of the ideas from. I'm like,
Sure.
this is nice. I go to Argosy.
Yep.
And I eat at I see his head, the guy that yells, my gosh, what's his
Gordon
name?
Ramsay.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay's at Harris.
Harris?
Harris runs against it. Harris.
Mm-mm. It's not the, all right.
Thinking on the long run then.
You sure?
No, Gordon Ramsay is at Harris. I know
Okay.
that.
Well,
Gordon
then we go to Harris to eat
Got it.
that.
Gotcha.
But I don't just go for the food. I go to play, but when I'm at a casino, I do eat.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
because you got to eat in between somewhere.
Yeah.
Um,
And then, of course, as you know, we do 1587.
And
you
then,
go all
oh,
the-
1587. I do. I tell everybody that
yeah, it's a good spot. It's a
because
good spot.
we had the ability. Carly and I took our son Chase and his wife Gretchen there like probably a month and a half after it opened. We signed up to get tickets. Some of our best friends signed up to get tickets. Their tickets were before mine. It's kind of, it's like, and they had to go out of town so we took their tickets. So I appreciate that for us getting in. But when we got there, they actually gave us a tour of the whole thing. Like they said, okay, would you like to go see everything? Yes.
Yeah.
And
Show
they
me.
did. They took us, they just didn't show us that one room, which I would say that's like that room right there that you don't get to see,
Yeah.
but that's where all the football players and stuff that come in and people don't bother them.
Yeah.
So because there was somebody in there, I was like, oh, but no, your food is great. I wanted to make sure people knew that you're a local community invested person. And, we're not, we're trying to make sure we get away from the stigma of, they just have their food come out and it's made and it's, a brand that nobody knows or whatever.
Sure.
When we're invested in having good food taste.
Well, I know Chef Neller, she does a lot of stuff from scratch. So,
This is going to be her favorite place
yeah,
up here.
this will be great.
She was back there last night. Oh my gosh, she was
Playing around.
killing. Well, we had that big party out of
No,
nowhere.
that's right. That's right.
And she said, you get 2 items, our BLT, which are chicken BLT.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And hamburger. I mean, she said, you get 2 things. If you want anything else, go downstairs and have a seat. And you know what? Some did, some like maybe 2 groups, but I had 70 people. Man, she was churning
Oh yeah.
and just making
Burning,
it, man,
burning.
but it looked wonderful.
Yeah.
It was like, and that's, I think that with your eyes, you get to eat first. You like,
Yeah.
oh, if it looks good,
It's probably going to taste good.
probably going to taste good. So no, just want to say, appreciate you.
Yeah, Ken,
Thanks
you.
for
having me.
coming here today and talk shit about people. No, because that's what we do. But appreciate you.
Yeah.
Bye guys.